I'm Eric Glesser. I work with Spyderco. I'll be going over some of the 2015 product that will be coming out shortly with you. And thank you for viewing the video with me. The first knife that I'm going over, this is the Native 5. This is the 5th evolution of this knife that we've done. This is an American-made knife. We've been making a rendition of this knife for well over 10 years. Little refinements through the years. And I'll go over some of those refinements with you. The latest refinement on this knife has to do with the blade steel and the build. Not a lot in the design itself. The blade steel is CPM S35 VN. It's a nice steel being made in America by Crucible, has good edge retention, good corrosion resistance. This knife comes with a bi-directional texturing, so that when you push forward on this direction or you pull back in this direction, it has a little bit of grip to be able to grab your fingers. The old Native used to have a clip that would go from this side to this side. We'd call that tip up carry, so that when it's in the pocket, the tip is up. This clip comes in a 4 position, so you'll notice there's little tappings in here, little tappings here and here, so that you can put the clip in tip up or tip down in left or right hand carry. Another feature of the new Native compared to the old Native is this is screw together construction. The old Native used to have one solid piece of handle. Then we would insert the blade, insert the lock, and then screw it together with a single pivot. With this knife, it has scales that come in from both sides and then a center part, so that it's all screw together construction. This gives you more flexibility in the production, a little bit of better service when servicing the knife in the future. Gives you some more flexibility in the engineering as well. With this knife, it comes with a very evolved lock of ours with a good back lock. What you want is nice smooth action. You want a nice fit and finish at the top, a nice fit and finish at where the lock is. You want a very solid lockup. You don't want it to defeat on you. You want the button to be able to be pushed in the proper location and not be too difficult to unlock. And you want the knife to have a nice self-close. The execution of our USA-made backlocks, particularly in this Native, is very good. But this is one of our most refined knives to date. It is the Native 5 because we've been refining it for so many years. We do have high hopes for this particular piece as an everyday knife that you need for just about any purpose. Very ergonomic, fits in the hand well. This knife is a new collaboration we're doing with Gail Bradley. It's called the Bradley Bowie. We call it the Bradley Bowie because of that nice Bowie-shaped blade. The knife is meant to be a do-all kind of knife for just about every need or every task that you'll have to have a fixed blade for. We make this knife out of a blade steel called PSF 27. It's our first production knife out of this steel. It's a German spray-formed steel, which will leave you a very homogeneous grain structure, but performs very well. This comes with a full tang that goes all the way to the end. It comes with G10 scales. The scales are also 3D'd so that they taper towards the back, so that you have a little bit of expansion at the back during your cutting chores. Very ergonomic in the hand. It's got a nice guard in the front so that you're not going to slide forward on it. It has a nice little area here so you can get up and get your forefinger into there for a more intricate cut if need be. A nice full flat grind. A nice little taper here too so that it has less resistance when passing through material. One of the features that Gail put on this knife as well is he pinned it together with these 2 large lanyards, if you will. This will give you the ability to tie something to it if you want to, but it also gives you the ability to tie the entire knife to something like a stick if you need to get out of a situation that may need a longer handle. It comes with a Kydex sheath, and for your everyday tasks, this will probably do just about anything you need. These are dog tag folders. This is a new knife that we came out with later last year in 2014. It was popular. We're going to be doing a few variations, but quickly I'll go through this piece. This piece has CPM S30V as the blade, very homogeneous, great American steel. These two blue components are aluminum with a blue anodizing. And then this back part is titanium with a nice green anodizing. It comes with a little spring bar, the ball with a little ball detent in there. The ball detent is there to help keep it closed. It's a nice solid closing, not a lot of jiggle in there. And then when you rotate it open, the ball also falls in and keeps the knife open. But again, it's a very solid lockup as far as ball detents go. There's not a lot of wiggle room in there. But it is a slip joint, so it does not lock in the hand. It is the exact same size and shape as a dog tag, and that's why we give it the dog tag name. Been a popular little folder for us. So we decided to do, based on customer requests, a more subdued one in all black. So this one comes with CPM S30V like the other one does. Comes with a titanium back scale, ball detent like the other one does. Aluminum backspacer, aluminum cap. Those are all anodized black, including the little screw, for a little more subdued look. And then later on, soon to come out, is the G10 version. This comes with the backspacer integraled into there, so it's just part of the G10 itself. Comes with a little G10 cap to keep the blade on. S30V black tie coating. Comes with a carbon fiber layer on the back to also give it a nice look on the backside. Now, instead of having a titanium bar that was integral into the piece itself, we added a stainless bar that's inserted with two screws, but it also has a ball detent in there to keep that open and the closed position. But just a little bit of expansion and variations on our current dog tag folders. Designed by Serge Pinchenko. These knives are Roadies. They're a new genre for us, a new departure for us for knives. They come up with a new concept for how they work. A few years ago, TSA and some of the airlines got together to discuss legalizing knives for airplane carry, with different requirements regarding tip and guards and edge length, locks. And so we took some of those parameters and we decided to try to design with them. So this is the design we came up with. One of the things that they were looking for was something that didn't open with the hand easily with one hand. And since we're known for one-hand openers, we needed to come up with a new concept. So we came up with this double dent concept where we take a ball nose end mill and we put a little detent on one side and on an equal size detent in depth on the other side in size. And with your forefinger or thumb, you can grab the little detent, double dent, and open it. We felt that this was a good evolution from the old nail nick that was difficult to open for some people and sometimes tend to break the nails. When we were trying to go into this folder, there were some guidelines that we were trying to reach. One of them was that it stayed self-close, was very nice, so it's not going to come open in your pocket, but that the self-close wasn't so great that you couldn't easily overcome it and open it with two hands. But at the same time, we needed a spring bar here that was strong enough to keep that blade in a nice solid lock position without making it too hard to unlock. It had to be a nice balance in the spring and the engineering of the knife. So with this knife, we think that we have a nice balance of solid spring here to keep the knife in the locked position, a nice rotation, little mid-stop there for safety, and a nice self-close. Good for safety and everyday carry for almost anywhere in the world. Along with this, we also created a little forefinger choil here so that you can put your forefinger in there so that the knife doesn't close on your hand very easily, so that during use you can use it with safety in mind. It comes with a nice lightweight handle that has a little curvature in there to give you some more contour for your hand, and that's on both sides. It comes with a lanyard hole so that you could tie things to it if you like, or attach it to a ring. And then we make it in a variety of colors so that you have options. The knives are all made in Italy. They come with N690 blade steel in a variety of colors for everyday carry. We're very proud of our Roadies. Early in Spyderco's history, we used to make kitchen knives. We made kitchen knives for over 20 years, from the early 80s into the new century. They were discontinued for a little while, and we are bringing back our kitchen knives with some slight changes, but very similar to the old kitchen knife. One of the important things that we valued in our kitchen knife and still value today is the steel. The steel in these is called MBS 26. MBS 26 is a nice Japanese steel. It's got good corrosion resistance, good edge performance. It's a nice balanced steel. It's not easy to get. There's one company in Japan that has exclusivity for the steel, and so you have to work with that company in order to work with the steel. And that was one of the reasons we discontinued it for a few years, is because of the challenges with working with the steel, and that was the only steel that we wanted to use. The knives have come with a new handle material over the old one. It's a more dense material. It shouldn't deteriorate as quickly, but it should stay the same for a long period of time, and the steel performs very well and balances very well. We have a unique serration pattern on our knives. If you'll notice, the middle tooth is a little bit longer than the other teeth. When you're using a kitchen knife, particularly in the kitchen, and you're cutting, oftentimes you're going all the way down and you're hitting that cutting board. And then all three of those teeth tend to dull the quickest. So we added that center tooth to be a little bit longer, so that when you are hitting that cutting board, the other teeth don't dull quite at the same rate. We make this one in a blue and a black and a plain edge. This is our KO4. Then we make a KO5 that's a little bit smaller, 5 inches in length. It comes with the same serration pattern in red and black, and then a plain edge. Then we make a Santoku, same MBS 26, same design, handle, and material, and then a paring knife. The Santoku is something that we've developed in balance and weight and size for a long period of time. Its balance is very nice. Its edge angle for chopping and rotation is very nice, and will do just about anything you need for those types of chores in the kitchen. And then we have a little paring knife. Again, the same material, same ergonomic handle, works very good for your daily paring chores. Now, they don't come with a block or a sheath. We sell them just like you see them here as a single piece, just to be a nice performing kitchen knife for just about any task you need in the kitchen. So this is our new range of old knives that we have reintroduced with a modern twist. This is the Tomahawk, another departure for Spyderco. Typically we're into fixed blades and folders, but this is a Tomahawk. Designed by Lassi Szabo. He designed it primarily for entry into buildings, or for more urban tasks, if you will. It has a nice chisel point here, so that if you are going to go try to penetrate into something like a door or in the urban environment, you have this nice strong tip that's going to give you a center point of concentration in the hit, and is very unlikely to break. On this design, he also has a nice flat back, so that you can get some hammering in there to get this through if you need to, or that you can turn it around and use the top for battening. It's a thick piece of D2, not skeletonized. It's thick all the way through. Comes with a nice thick piece of G10 that has a slight contour to it, so that it fits the hand nicely. It has some curvature to the handle. The curvature gives it some nice ergonomics for swing cutting, but it also gives it the ability to be used as a handle. You can take the round hole here and the round hole here and tie cables to it if you need to, or different activities where you may need a handle. And so that's why those two large holes are there. It has a little bit of a pry at the end, so that you can get it into something and pry what you need to pry. But it's a large, solid piece of D2 with some weight to it to go in and do just about any urban task that you would need with a Tomahawk. Designed by Lassie. This is a new knife that we're adding to our Ethnic series. Our Ethnic series is something that we've been making for a number of years. The concept of the Ethnic series is to bring a knife from the past and turn it into a nice modern folder that has many of the design aspects that they used in the past that made them so popular and famous. This one was designed by Ed Shemp. It's called the Shemp Bowie. It comes with the classic Bowie shape, the American Bowie. That's the knife that we're commemorating in this Ethnic series piece. So he did a very nice representation of a modern Bowie blade with a nice thumb hole for one hand opening. And this does operate and function very well with it. Another feature that he added in this Bowie that you would find in a lot of the classic American Bowies is this S-shaped guard. Many of the guards back then used a nice big brass S-shaped guard, and so he took that same brass concept and made it a little shorter and still S-shaped. It comes with a carbon fiber scale and with the brass bolsters, and even the brass bolsters have a nice little dovetail fit that dovetails in the top so that it has a nearly perfect fit and finish on the transition there. It comes with a deep pocket wire clip so that it sits nicely in the pocket. Many of the traditional Bowies back then also had what they called a coffin-shaped handle. So he did a nice representation of that coffin-shaped handle. Comes with a Michael Walker liner lock. Very smooth, very nicely built in its quality, fit, and finish. S30V blade. But it is a nice addition to our Ethnic series, and we're proud to work with Ed on this piece.